It is Colon Cancer Awareness Month, and as a woman who cares about her health, this taboo topic is something that is so important to me. Now, colon cancer is the third most common cancer worldwide, with over an estimated 1.9 million cases every year. So here to help us get to the bottom of it is board-certified gastroenterologist, Dr. Asia McCutchen. Dr. Asia, I gotta tell you, I gotta be so honest with you. Hearing words like rectal and poop and butt and stool, it makes me uncomfortable. How can we make these conversations easy to have?
Yeah, you know what I love, Sherri? I love that we are using social media to normalize these conversations. Some of our biggest celebrities and influencers have had their colonoscopy filmed on their platforms. I don't know if you remember Will Smith in 2019.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so he was recommended to undergo a colonoscopy, and he decided to vlog his colonoscopy experience.
Yeah.
And he was found during that time to have a polyp, which is a growth in the colon that could have turned into a cancer, and they removed it. So not only did he help us to increase awareness, but he helped us to understand the fact that this is literally the best booty call you could ever make.
I love it. I love it. This is how we can laugh about it and make it easier.
Yes.
Now, I got to tell you, Dr. Asian, colon cancer has been called the silent killer. It's been known as like the old person's disease that just old people, have to get. But at age 43, we lost Chadwick Boseman to colon cancer and to this disease. And James Vanderbeek also was diagnosed at a young age. So why would you say that early detection is so important?
It's so important. So I'll answer your question about the silent killer. It's the silent killer because early on there are no symptoms. But in terms of early detection, it makes a huge difference. So a stage 1 disease, for example, your chance of survival at 5 years is 90%. But as you progress through the various stages, it falls off a cliff exponentially, like pretty dramatically.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay. So then it's like, well, then what are the symptoms that we should be looking out for?
Yeah, so the main symptoms that we should be looking out for are, if you do have symptoms, changes in bowel habits. That's a real big one. So this is why I always tell my patients, take a minute and look back at it.
I gotta look back.
You gotta look back
goodness.
at it.
Okay.
Because if you had large caliber stools, for example, and now you're having pencil-like or ribbon-like stools, that is a change that we need to be concerned about.
Really? The change in my stool?
Changing your stool.
Okay.
Other symptoms are going to be abdominal pain. So any abdominal pain that's persistent, more than 2 weeks, I want people to get checked out.
Okay.
Rectal bleeding. Not all bleeding is hemorrhoids. So we need to investigate bleeding. And then unintentional weight loss. We have all these people that are using Ozempic now, so we are thinking, okay, they're losing weight, they're looking good. Or like in the case of Chadwick Boseman, we may have thought he was preparing for a movie role, but this can actually be an alarm feature.
Okay,
Yeah.
so all of those symptoms put together.
All of those symptoms put together. And family history also is super important. Everybody should know their family history. We need to have open discussions around this.
Oh, Lord, I got to ask my Uncle Fred about his poop.
Ask him about his poop.
Okay. Okay, so now you told me everything, the symptoms, the signs. We got the courage to see the doctor. So when I met the doctors, what are like the top 3 questions that we should be asking our doctor?
Yeah, that's a great question. So first question, are my bowel movements within normal range? So people need to know what normal is for them and whether there's a change present. Are they easy? Are they not easy? What do they look like? What color are they? The second question is back to that family history. I want you to share your entire family history because it's not just the colon history that matters. There's other associated cancers that might also increase the risk. And then the third question is, what options are there for screening colonoscopies or colon screenings?
Right.
So colonoscopy is the gold standard because not only can we detect colon cancer, but we can remove polyps, and that's where we look with a camera. But it is a procedure. You do have to go to sleep for it, but you can do other tests from the comforts of your home that are not invasive, that are stool-based tests.
All right, so family here, so you're gonna have me talking to cousins that I've been blocked off my daggone list. But okay, I got you, but you know what I keep hearing? Like, I get colonics. So can colonics like take the place of colonoscopies? Are they the same? Are they different? Are they the same?
They absolutely are different. different, totally different. So a colonic is where you go to a spa and you're essentially putting water in your colon to cleanse your colon. A colonoscopy is a medical procedure where we take a light with a flexible tube and a camera, and we're actually looking for colon cancer or growths in your colon. And the reason this is so important is because, do you know that right now, colon cancer is the #1 killer for men under 50 and the #2 killer for women under 50. And the American Cancer Society lowered the age that we're supposed to start having our colonoscopies to 45. But despite this, only 20% of those 45 to 49 have even had a colon screening test. So we have a huge opportunity to improve on this narrative.
Okay, because we got to get in there. All right, so I didn't realize what I said.
Or look back at it.
Oh, we got to look back at it. You got me all flummoxed. Because first of all, I'm trying to figure out how am I going to put all this on my Bumble profile. So what can we eat to keep our colon healthy?
Okay, so when you think of eating, I want you to think of rainbow. Like your plate should look like a rainbow. There's this big study that looked at a healthy gut and healthy overall health, and they found that eating 30 different plants per week was associated with better health. So we're talking apples, berries, avocado, bananas, potatoes. Think of whole foods.
All right.
Yeah, and then fermented foods are important too, like kimchi, kombucha. Those are also very helpful for your overall gut health.
Okay, what about the regular stuff like broccoli and
broccoli? Yes, all of those things.
What about red meat? Because I love me a ribeye.
Oh my gosh, you love a ribeye? Okay.
I love a ribeye.
Okay, so this feeds in nicely to what you probably should not eat too much of. Okay, so we want to minimize ultra-processed foods. Those are like potato chips. And then you spoke to red meat. Red meats and processed meats have been linked to increased risk of colon cancer.
So like moderation.
So yeah, so what I tell people is, my patients, and this is based on the evidence, cut back to 1 time a week.
1 time, well, you got to come back, Dr. Asia. Thank you for being here. For more info on Dr. Asia, go to SherriShowTV.com.
We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time.